What's on Garden Route and surrounds? Or shall I say, what's the point? We have a very special visit via Zoom with the comedy doctor, Dr. Riaad Moosa, who will be bringing healing through laughter to the Garden Route this weekend, 21 to 23 February. Welcome, Dr. Moosa.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Your show is called What's the Point? So we talk about life, and apparently you seem to be philosophizing a bit. So a hot topic at the moment is Trump's invitation to South Africa. So what's your take on that?
Yes, so I'll be talking a lot about that. Actually, the whole show is born out of being confused. I would have thought by this time in my life, I would have been wise. I thought my wisdom would sort of align with the number of gray hairs that I do have. And they are numerous. And they're not restricted to the top half of my body. Gray hairs, pop out anywhere in many, many places that I would choose not to talk about, but which, develops into a deep sadness within me.
So you've got wisdom in many places.
Many places. And I would have thought that I would have understood the world a lot more. But I think many people share my sentiment. We live in a confusing age. We don't know what's the truth anymore. What is up is down, what is down is up, what is left is right. It's confusing time. And I think a lot of it has got to do with, us looking at this thing.
That's
and
true.
But I talk about meaning in the show. As you get older, you tend to get more introspective. And a lot of the themes in the show is actually very deep and philosophical. But obviously, throughout the show, right, it has to be funny, hilarious, right?
True.
But it does have a deeper sort of message and idea that I'm actually working with. And I'm doing it for therapeutic purposes. I'm doing it to heal. And, like some people would go pay a therapist and talk and pay lots of money. But I thought I would talk and get people to pay me.
That's a very good idea.
That's exactly why I'm doing the show. So it's hopefully a therapeutic experience for both me and the people who come to the show. And as they say, laughter is the best medicine. They actually say tragedy plus time equals comedy. So a lot of pain is an ingredient for comedy. And, the show tackles all of that.
Well, you are the comedy doctor, so there you go. You have to dish out the medicine. Tell me, so what's the point? Have you reached any conclusions in this journey while you're doing the show about what the point is?
I think I have a vague conclusion. A vague conclusion. And I actually also have the audience join in, because none of us knows for sure, right? There are many sort of belief systems about what the meaning of life is and why we are all here. So this show is also a bit interactive because I engage the audience with what their thoughts are, right?
That's nice.
Take us like on an entire journey, and hopefully I come up with some sort of message or some sort of belief. I don't think I found it exactly, but actually I've performed the show a number of times, and almost each night, right, I feel I'm getting closer and closer to the answer, because a lot of times, truth resonates with people. And when we hear truth, right, and we as a collective feel it together, then it gives me a lot of comfort. And obviously with a background of laughter, it's a good experience. But every single night has been different. And I'm very excited to bring it to the Garden Route,
Yes.
and see what people's opinions about all these things are. Ultimately, I think we are being divided, right? The sense of division amongst people
That's true.
right, is becoming more focused upon, and it's becoming exaggerated. Like if you go online, you would think that people can't interact with kindness. Different races can't interact with kindness and respect, right? And then if you walk outside and you interact with people, it's the opposite.
I was about to say it's completely different on ground level.
Right. So a lot of it, I don't say I have the answer to what the point is, but I'm throwing a lot of ideas out there, and I hope to reach some sort of conclusion at the end.
I'm sure something will bounce back. Dr. Musa, thank you so much. We're really thrilled to have you in the garden route. What made you decide to come to the garden route eventually?
So what's my issue is like I've always just performed in the big centers. Um, I usually do Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg. Sometimes come to PN East London. And I'm thinking like, what an idiot I am. There are so many people very close to me, right within driving distance, right with a beautiful scenic backdrop,
Like here?
that's incomparable, right? One of the most beautiful places in the world. And why did I go for a bit of a road trip and perform? Because I've been starting to perform overseas now, like quite a bit. And I'm thinking like, why am I performing overseas? Because I'm going overseas and, it barely compares to what we have at home, you know? So I'm like I was in the UK, like I'm for a whole month. We did 19 shows last year, and I freezed off my genitals. My genitals are just thawing out as we speak, and it was a good experience performing for other people of different cultures and backgrounds, but I can't not perform right in my hometown. And that's on one level. On a deeper level, I think, we need to develop comedy infrastructure in South Africa. And more
Agreed.
comedians need to venture out and tour throughout South Africa and spread laughter.
Yeah, and we have lovely venues here. I don't know if you've been to the George Arts Theatre.
I'm very excited. Very excited. And I'm actually bringing my whole family with.
Oh,
It's going to be
wonderful.
Ramadan soon in March. So early March it starts. So we thought, we'll just take a family weekend. So myself, my wife, and my 4 kids, they're going to be joining me along the trip. And we're also going to be seeing a lot of the sites and, doing some shows also along the way.
Oh, you are going to love it. We cannot wait to see you here. And we hope you thoroughly enjoy your visit to our area and hopefully come back again soon.
Of course, we'll make it a regular thing and I'll bring more comedians.
There you go. I like the way you think. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Laughter is the best medicine, so make sure you get your doctor's visit on in the garden route at one of these venues this weekend.